there, Gemini. Welcome to Moonlight Witchery. We're going to be doing a free general love reading for you today. This is for the week of February 7th to 14th, 2019. We're going to be using the Sexual Tarot cards today. So this is an R-rated reading. If you're under the age of 18, you must leave this video now. Come back another time when we're not using these decks. We're also going to be using the Doreen Virtue Angel Romance cards for the oracles for a little later. So this is for Gemini. The Gemini, for this week, I'm feeling like there is some energy that has had you a little troubled. I feel like you've been a lot in your mind about things, but you're making some decisions to cut some things out. You finally have come to the realization and come to peace about a situation that has been plaguing you for the last couple of years. And actually, I feel like it's a repeated pattern that you finally recognize that you have really pushed out of your life. I feel like, Gemini, there's been some temptation that has come back into your life as of late. And you've really made some decisions, kind of went from one extreme to the other. I feel like you might be having a hard time voicing what you need to say. I feel like sometimes you're of two minds, and this is where people get you a little confused. In one way, you think one way inside, and you're not willing to compromise that in any form, in any shape or any way. And then on the other side, you want to please people because you love people and you're very social and you want to be around everybody. But to everybody else, it looks like you're of two minds and that you say one thing and do another. So I feel like, Gemini, this is a time for you to really express what is in your true heart, to show people the healthy way of a Gemini expressing what they need to express is to be like, okay, I'm of two minds of this. This is the way I feel inside, but I understand your point. So even if you need to have time to think about that, I feel like a lot of Geminis need time to think about which side they really want to be on of the coin. So I feel like a lot of times you may express yourself, and this is what's happening. I feel in this relationship, you're expressing yourself in one way. I feel like almost being a little flirtatious, almost like being, oh, well, this is, what the way things used to be, but yet you turning around and then you want to be dominant over that situation. So I feel like Geminis right now, there's some healing that needs to happen about an old love, an old past situation. But I also feel like, understand, like, you know what's going on here. You understand what's going on. These are the cards that you have. The Three of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords, and you have the Knave of Swords. So what's coming at you is really nothing that seems to be warranted of your attention. So you've had your back turned. No matter how good I feel like the sex is, no matter how passionate and how attractive this is to you, I feel like you don't want to sit where you have power and control over people. And I feel like it's not a fair thing for you, and it takes a lot of energy. So this reading is to encourage you to look at your shadow side. I feel like, you want someone to take your power away. I feel like you're struggling with this because it's easier to be passive. It's easier to not have to make decisions. It almost feels like to me, Gemini, that you like being in that passive mode. But this is the shadow side of what Gemini can do, where it shows duplicity, where it shows that you aren't in unison with the self. And it shows yourself that, you know, you're not in alignment. So when people are telling you that, you know, they're getting confused by the things that you say, so these relationships are like, well, you want someone to be dominant over you, but yet you're acting like you don't want that. And you're fighting with me over these things. So it feels like that's what it looks like. So you need to find the balance within the self, Gemini, and how to express the self. How to say, okay, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. And you're really coming into balance within that. I really feel like you are, because you're being able to see and accept a whole person's side of things. But that doesn't mean you have to accept it into your life if you don't like it. And that's what you're learning to express. That's what I feel is coming to communicate. You're realizing that you're the one that has the power. And this is the 9 of Pentacles that is showing this. There's someone trying to dominate the situation here. You're allowing it, but I feel like with this next thing, there has been some things that you have power over somebody. And I feel like there's like also a couple of, you know, you have some options here, Gemini, that you know, for some of you, I feel like you have a lot of options and people are offering you things, but it's not really the full cup of what you need. And I feel like you're being a little observant and watching things. You have the 5 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles here. So this is the shadow side of things. You're really trying to get things together, but all you're feeling that's being offered to you is things that aren't really worth your time. It's like, well, so what? I can do this for myself. So things that people are offering you are things that you're realizing that you can do for yourself, and you can be independent, and you need someone to step up that's more on your vibration and your level. I feel like, Gemini, you're surpassing a lot of people around you as far as you're outgrowing some relationships and you're realizing and stepping into your power, but you may have swung from, oh, this is my power, to this is I'm dominant, from submissive to dominant. So I feel like you're really finding this balance where you're like, no, I'm good on my own for a little while, and I'm gonna like figure myself out where I'm not in this power struggle with someone. And for some reason, you know, I'm not usually feeling to do this for people in this reading, but the bottom of this deck is calling me to read for you, and it's the Queen of Chalices. So I feel like this is really important. The underlying current here is that when you look at this, you want someone who's going to adore you, someone who's going to you know, be there and have strength to support you and understand the loving cup that is coming from your heart. And I feel like, you know, all you've had these days is more someone who wants to dominate that. And you're recognizing that this is someone going through a lot of pain, and you're willing to nurture to a certain point, but you're not willing to enable someone. You're willing to offer your heart, and you're willing to have on the other end someone support you as needed as well. So that's very, very important for you to have some boundaries. I'm feeling, whether you're attached or not attached, I feel like that whether you are in a relationship or not, I feel like this is important, because I feel like most Geminis who are single, they're kind of, you know, have a lot of options right now, and you're really getting out there because you're social. You're not really one to be more introverted here and more, you know, if I feel like if you're alone, then there's something, I feel like there's something really unhealthy in your environment if you are secluding yourself. If you're secluding yourself right now, Gemini, you may want to feel like you seclude yourself, but if you're actually doing that, then I feel like maybe go talk to someone. Talk to a psychologist, talk to someone, a counselor, a doctor, or anything. If you're struggling with some addictions, maybe go to a place, you know, where you can get help for that. And that's sort of what I'm feeling. If there's something off there where you're alone, really feeling secluded, then whether you're single, attached, or whatever, if it's like those of you really secluding yourself, then go out, get some help, ask for help. It's important for you right now. So I'm going to pour some oracle cards out here for this group. One more card for Gemini. They got 2 here. Okay, so we usually only pull 3, but 4 has come out. So more information really wanted to come out for you, Gemini. So we have romantic feelings, separation, unrequited love, and true love. I almost feel like these are 2 different situations going on here. But yet, I also feel like they're mirroring something. I feel like you've been in one relationship after another that's been mirroring, and that you're understanding that what really true love is about. So you're having some romantic feelings, you're having some nostalgic feelings about a relationship from the past. And I feel like you're missing out on some things. Yet I feel like, oh, Gemini, for those of you who are going through this loneliness feeling, you're not alone, you know, because you're out there socializing. These are the ones that are out there socializing, they're doing something about their life, but late at night, you're kind of feeling really alone. You're having some nostalgic feelings. You're having romantic feelings about the past. And I feel like you want that in your life right now. You're feeling very, very romantic. I feel like there is angelic energies that are watching over you right now, protecting you. They're protecting you. They're really telling me they're protecting you from harm right now, from going back into this old pattern. You're recognizing old patterns. You've come so far in recognizing old patterns, whether you're in a relationship or not. You've stood up to some certain things, and now you are like, boom, I know what true love is. I know what I want, and I know what I need to achieve. If you're in a relationship, you have true love. If you have been in an old relationship, I feel like you have unrequited love. You're no longer in love with them, but you're being a little nostalgic. You're missing them just a little bit, I feel. So if you can just get through this phase this week, then I feel like you have a new love coming towards you, or those of you who are in relationships, the love is more balanced. The love is coming into balance because you're coming into balance. You've sort of taken a little emotional, you've separated yourself emotionally so that now you can actually apply yourself fully to what you actually want. It's almost like you've deleted everything that you don't want anymore. You're tired of overthinking it. You're tired of going through it. You're done. You're just like, I've exhausted all of those possibilities, and you're done with it. I feel, Gemini, no matter what the situation your love life is in right now. And so you are in the point where you are only accepting true love for the self. I'm seeing this repeated pattern go through many of the signs. I'm feeling this energy come in, this strain come in this week of, listen, I am not accepting love, because obviously Valentine's Day is here, and so it upon us, and the energy of that spinning around us. So we're all thinking about love. We're thinking about, if we're not in a relationship, or if we are in a relationship, we're thinking about all those beautiful things that we want. And I feel like, Gemini, that you are not in a position in your heart for any room for compromise or something that is not real. So you're only giving real, and you're only going to accept real. But understand, the lesson here is that what you need to look at is what you've been reflecting is a duality of things. So now you're coming into balance and understanding how that duality can work for you rather than against you in relationships. So that feels like quite a bit of information, and honest to goodness, this is calling me for you to have, we talked about, I can't make this up, Gemini. I mean, honest to goodness, we talked about addictions, if you need help, codependency. Okay, so if these old past relationships are, the lesson is codependency, this is what the angels are telling me. So the most important thing for you to avoid, and that you're really looking at this during this week, and no matter what, loving the self is more important than compromising or adjusting anything that is unhealthy, that's more important for you this week than the relationship itself. So loving the self is more important, and that's super, super healthy, guys. And I'm really glad that I'm listening to the cards here, because they're strongly speaking to me that this is important for you to be taking a look at and getting a hold of in your life. And no matter how that codependency comes out, I feel like, you know, that is individual personal reading stuff, but for general reading, how this is coming out is that no matter what the action is, codependency is being created, and to really, really look at this so that's not happening in your life. This is a chance for you to clear this family karmic pattern within your love life, for yourself, from what other people have done, and also a time to be looking where, you know, if you have children or a legacy to leave somebody, then this is the time for Geminis to be looking at that and saying, what my actions are doing right now in my love life are actually affecting every aspect of my life. So I'm going to be, you know, so then I'm going to make sure that I have some self-care happening here, and that I am loving myself and honoring myself. And then only then am I going to be able to honor those people around me. What I mean is, what I explained before is that it comes out as duality when people don't understand what you're going through. So now you're able to express. I feel like the throat chakra is coming up, and you're not going to have that experience anymore. People are going to understand you finally. They're going to get you. It's because you get yourself. So that's really great, Gemini. So you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great week. Bye. Okay, Gemini, so that's what we have here for you for this week. And we'll talk to you soon. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Whether this resonates with you, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. All those things are important. And don't forget to share with those that you think might need this or want this. Also, if you check your sun, moon, and rising Venus signs, then these will give you a broader perspective on all of the different aspects of your life that are coming towards you. So once again, enjoy your week, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye, Gemini.